Hello everyone. So in this video I will show you how to create this Instagram story slideshow using Figma. Alright, so this is the reference image we have for the Instagram stories. It may look a little bit different depending upon your operating system like iOS or Android, but this is kind of like, overall it looks like this, right? So immediately what I want to do is I want to kind of like plan how I want to get this thing developed, created, right? So what I want to do is I want to create basically, this is just something I'm kind of like brainstorming here. So I want 3 screens. Okay, this will be one. That's the first screen. Sorry. So this will be the first screen, and then this will be the second screen, and this will be the third. And each one of these screens, they will have like different different images, right? I'm just trying to brainstorm just so that so that I have something that is planned and I can stick to that. So I have 3 of these screens, and then I have these 3 lines, right? This loaders. Okay, so to get the loaders, to create the loaders, I will simply have, so loaders, I'm going to create like this, something like that. So Command V, right? Then okay, I will create something like this in each of these pages, right? And what I will do is in the first screen I will have this animated, and these, they will just be static, they won't be animated, they'll just be static. And once this animation is done, it starts with, like, let's say these are actually gray at the beginning, right? First these are gray, and then they become white, right? So this will be the animation, and then becomes white, this becomes white, this is still gray, and then on third one everything becomes white. So yeah, animated, not animated, this is animated. Okay, let me just label it just to animated. Okay, so I want this as animated. So in here this will be animated, this will be static, so this will be animated, and here the last one will be animated. So overall this is how I want to create the animation. Layout wise, we know, like, we have this, we will create a wrapper, and this is like our header, and this is a footer for this one page. So we'll stick to that idea like the way we did for other templates. Okay, now we have this idea. So what we'll do first is we'll create a template. Okay, we'll create a template that we can copy and paste and create pages. Okay, to create the template we'll just look at this reference, Now in the template, I will simply Command C, Command V, copy and paste it so that we have, all the things we need, like wrapper. We just need to get this, and rest of the things we can delete. So this is what we need. Like, we need a wrapper, this status bar, navigation, and the home indicator. We need them. So it's easy if we just copy and paste and delete everything inside the wrapper. So we have this container ready. There we need to create this header and footer, okay, and also add an image. We can directly add an image to this wrapper. So what you can do is click on that wrapper in the fill, click on that plus, click on this color image. I will add this cat image. Okay, we have the image ready. Okay, so now we need to create a header. This thing here, right? It has this thing, and then that, and then the loader. Let me create this and these three dots first. We can maybe reuse some of the components we already have. Yeah, so here we go. This is the component we already have, so we can actually use this component, right? So what I'll do is I'll simply Command C and Command V, created a new instance of this, right? And this is molecule, but we are going to create an organism. So I'll move it here. Okay, we have this, and then we also need text like name, right? And then something hour or something like that. Let me see what it has. So name and 6 hour, they both are bolded. So this bold is fine, small b, and this one needs to be small, just that, and then the fill should be gray, something like that. Okay, 6 hours, and name can be just name. All right, so we want to apply auto layout to all these. Auto layout centered, right? And I'm gonna call this, I don't know, what should I call, story profile. All right, story profile, story slide profile. Okay, just to keep it super specific. All right, here I want to have the gap between items 4. Yeah, that looks okay. Cool. All right, we have that. Now we need those 3 dots, right? 3 dots. We already have this, so I'm going to use an instance of that. So it goes like here. Yes, goes there, but we want it 90 degrees rotated. Okay, so here 90, and then we want both of these in auto layout, right? We don't know any padding or anything yet, but what we know is this is going to be horizontal and centered, and we will have hug content. Stories. What happened to this? Why it's not there? Okay, anyway, I can just drag it here now. Okay, I'm going to call this header. Story header. In story header, this is what it is going to be like. Instead of the hog, I will say fixed width, and just keep it like that. And like so. Okay, yeah, this is good. Now once we have this, right, we have this as a header, story header. Slide header. And what we want to do is, you can add component property to these once you create this as a component. So click on the entire thing, right? And yeah, how do you create a component? It's right here. Okay, create a component. Now in order for you to be able to make changes to these text, you want to add this component property. Okay, text change text or change name, right? Create a property here, create a new property, change our 0h, create a property. Okay, we'll be able to make the changes later on. So once we have this is a slide header, right? What we want to do is create an instance of this, which is that, and now bring it here, paste it there. Okay, paste it inside the wrapper, sorry, here. All right, okay, this is the wrapper, and inside we have this story header. Now we want to make sure that this has fill container, and we need 16 pixels padding left and right. So go to the main component and add 16 pixels padding left and right. So should look okay. Here we also need a little bit of padding, so what we will do is add a little bit of padding, 8. Does that look good? Yeah, I think it looks fine. All right, now we have that. Now what we need, oh, by the way, we also need these to be white, and we need some gradient background at the back. We'll work on that right now. So what we can do is we can simply add this. You know what, let's just keep it like this for now. Let's work on the yeah, it doesn't look bad right now, so let's keep it right like that. We'll work on this later, the background later. So first let's work on this these animated bars. Okay, so I want to create this in the template, and this I already have created, but let me just show you how to do that. Okay, so what we want is we want to have something here, 3 of those loader over there. So to do that, I will have these 3 lines. Okay, we have 3 lines here in auto layout. Okay, I will call this loader, and this is under molecule. Yeah, depending upon how you want to describe that, you can, it can be either molecule or organism. Let's just add it in the molecule for now. You know what, let's keep it in molecule for now. And fill, let me just change this to white, so that, oops, no, white doesn't really make sense. Let's keep it something like that. Okay, yeah, it looks better. I can see. So okay, now each one of these we want to say we want to have them fill container, so that they take, like, you know, equal width. And in this loader we want to have gap between items 4. Okay, so here we go, and we want to create this as a component. All right, so Command C, Command V, we have an instance of this loader, right? Command X and Command V. Okay, with fill container, and looks like we need a little bit of padding left and right? Yes. Okay, we'll just go ahead and add that padding in the loader. Let's add excuse me, 8 Okay, looks good. Now we want to have this kind of setup, right? This one animated, or at least right now, like this, like first, second, and third. This can be created by, using the component variant of the component, right? So let's go and create a variant. Add new variant, right? And add another variant. So in this variant, we want this one also white, right? And on the third one, we want all three of them white. Okay, now we have variant 3, 2, and default, right? Variant, yeah. We can also call this like, slide 1. Rename this very carefully, because you see I'm only changing the value on the right hand side of this equal sign. You should not make any changes to the text on the left of the equal sign. All right, slide 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we have that ready. Now what we can do is we can say this loader to be slide 1. Okay, this is the template. Now what we also want to do is we want to create this thing here, right? The input text, heart, and send. And that can also be actually, okay, yeah, let's keep that as an organism. Okay, first of all, we never created input text, right? For this, let's create an atom for the input text. So to do that, I will simply do that and then say input text. All right, and add auto layout. Where is the auto layout? Right click, add auto layout. All right, input text. Okay, once I have that, I want to change this to paragraph, right? And then input text, I want to have this rounded corner radius of 100, because I want it like super rounded. And the stroke, I want it black. Let's make it 2 pixels for now, right? And I want this text going aligned to the left. So to do that, click here and fill container. There you go. All right, and the input text, I want to have padding of, this can be gap between items 0, padding 16, padding top and bottom 12 pixels, maybe somewhere around like that. Okay, we have the input text ready. We want to create this as a component because we might be using this like over and over again in our design. Okay, so create this as a component. There you go. Now we want to create an organism with input and the send and like button, right? Input, like, and send. So let's do this. Command C, Command V. We have an instance of that component, right? So sorry, this is the component and this is the instance, and this is actually the footer of the story, right? That's what we are going to create. This is the footer of the story. So this is the input text, and then we want to have this hard button, right? Not this hard, we want the button. So go to assets, like, insert instance, and then we can have that and the send icon, which is that. Let's say Command V. Okay, once we have that, what we want to do is to create the footer of this stories page, right? This thing, we want to add everything in auto layout. Okay, and I will call this story slide footer. Stories slide, yeah, story slide footer, whatever. Okay, once we have this footer, do we want to create this as a component? Maybe, yeah, why not, right? Before we do that, but let's see. So this is input text, and these are two icons. And if you look at the look at how this thing is constructed, these two may have been grouped, or I don't know, may not. Yeah, maybe not. Okay, so let's do that. Just gap between items 16. Is it good? Yeah, I think so. How about 8? Yeah, it looks fine. Okay, and padding top and bottom, let's do 12, and left and right padding 16. Maybe 12 is a little too much. Let's do 8. Okay, and now create this as a component. Okay, all right. And input text, we need to be able to change text, right? So input text, we want to call it message. If that's the case, you can always add component property over here, right? But for this example, I'm going to skip that. Now we have the story header and story footer. I'm just going to copy and paste it here. Okay, so this is the instance we want to use. Somewhere here, right over there. We want to put it up there. No, should be inside the wrapper. There you go. So inside the wrapper, right, we have this wrapper, story slider. This is loader footer. Yeah, this is the footer. We want this below here. Oh, sorry, this is header, this is footer. Okay, footer should be like that. We want this to have the fill container. Okay, it didn't take the entire space. We'll fix that. And to fix it, you basically go here, right, and then say fill container to this, the input text fill container, and now it's been fixed, right? All right. Okay, so we want this footer, this story footer at the bottom, right? But because we have auto layout applied to the wrapper, it's following that. So what we need to do is we need to distribute it equally. Now when we did that, the loader and the story slide, see these two things, now the loader came in the center, which we do not want. So what I'll do is I'll wrap these two things inside auto layout. Okay, add auto layout, and then vertical, right, gap between items, I'll just say 0. Okay, now it went up. This is actually the actual story slider header. Okay, so there you go. This is actually the header. Okay, yeah. All right, so now we have this. We can now maybe add, the color, the background color to the slide header. So let's just go ahead and add that. I already have created a gradient color style, so I'll just add that. Okay, looking good. We need these to be white, so these two things we want them white. So go to libraries, Yep, there you go. So we have everything ready, right? Okay, now we can, from this template, we can create pages. Command V. So these are the pages. Actually, let's go ahead and add it over here. This is not a feed template. This is a stories template. Stories template, right? And this is story and story slide 1. Story slide 2. Oh, it automatically names it for me. That's amazing. Okay. So 3. We have 3 of these pages ready to go. Right? So in the second slide, I will change the image to cat 2, and on the third one I will change the image to, okay, so we have that. And then we also want to change on the first slide, this is fine. On the second slide, we want this story header, sorry, what, story loader, sorry, okay, the loader to be slide 2, right? And on here the loader needs to be slide 3. Okay, so this is how it's gonna work. Now the next thing we want to do is, user comes to this screen when they click on one of these stories, right? So what we will do is add a link. What we want, like for this prototype, right? We want, whenever the users click on these story images, we want them in these screens, this screen in particular, and then it'll start animating. So what we want is, we want to connect it from here, right? Where is it? Here. So let's prototype from here all the way to there. Whenever someone taps on that, navigate to storyline, story 1, instant. Cool. All right, there you go. This is what we want. Let's check how this works. So we are here, right? Whenever someone clicks on that, goes here. Nothing happens because we haven't added animation yet. So what we'll do is, once they come in this slide, we want users to go automatically to this slide and to that slide and come back to this slide. Okay, so we want this cycling kind of a, automatically rotating slideshow going on. So I'll just add this link, right? Instead of on tab, we will say after delay. After delay, let's say 5,000 milliseconds, right? Instant 5,000. After 5,000, it'll go here. Okay, and after 5,000, it'll go there. 5,000, sorry, 5,000, and then from here you want to go back again to there. After delay, 5,000, right? So what's happening is, for 5,000 seconds this slide will remain there, and then it will jump to that. again this slide will stay there for 5,000, and then it'll go there to the other slide. So what we want is, we want this thing to animate for 5,000 milliseconds. Okay, that's what we want. So let's show you what's going on here. So click on that. Now as long as this stays here, which is 5,000 seconds, we want this animating and this animating, right? So that's what we are going to create. So 5,000 seconds of animation for these for this loader in each of these pages. Okay, so in the first screen we want only this to animate and these two to remain as is. On the second one we want this animated, these two as is, right? So on. So to do that, since we already implemented this component set, what we can do is we can create a component with the animation of animation, and then replace this and this with that animated component bar. Okay, we can do that. Okay, let's create that animation then. So to do that, I'll just go ahead and create a rectangle. Okay, 2 pixels high, because these are 2 pixels too. So 2 pixels high, and I want to give the background, or there are 2 layers. So to create this animation you need 2 layers. First layer will have gray, first layer is gray, and the second layer is white. So what happens is, by default the loader is gray and the white kind of fills it up, right? That's the kind of animation we want. So for the white we'll choose that. So white's there and gray is there, and so this is how the animation, so this is how we want our animation, right? So 0 and then it goes up and fills it up. Okay, so to do that, what we want to do is, do we need auto layout in here? Maybe not. Yeah, just let's add auto layout just in case. Okay, but yeah, just in case, we'll have this as, yeah, fixed is fine. So added auto layout. Okay, now we have that. What we want to do is we want to create this as a component. Okay, and we also want to rename this as a single loader. And now, because we want to create an animation, we need 2 states, right? This is the first, and now we want to create another variant in which we will have this white, this white thing will fill the whole container. In the first one, we want this to be like width to be 1 pixels, like something like that. Okay, now if we want to animate this, we need to go to prototype. Whoops. Battery was about to die, so okay. What we want to do is we want to have this animation going on from 1 to 2. We don't want on tap, right? Nobody taps. The animation simply goes on. So we will say after delay. Okay, delay of what? 1 millisecond. But the animation is going to be smart animate, and duration, if you remember, we had like 5,000 milliseconds of transition from one screen to another. I'll just quickly show you that. Look, this is what we have, right? So from one page to another after delay, right, we have the trigger from this screen to that screen it takes 5000 millisecond, right? It stays there for 5000 millisecond and then it changes to the second screen. So within those 5000 milliseconds, we want to show this animation going on, and that's why we have this animation duration is set to 5000, but then the trigger is 1 millisecond. As soon as the 5000 milliseconds of animation is completed, the this white takes about 5000 milliseconds to fill this. It changes, it triggers, right? And then what we also want is, after the animation is completed, we want it to go back to its original state. Okay, after delay 1 millisecond. We don't want smart animate, we just want instantly. As soon as this is done, it goes back. Done. We don't need it to come back. We don't need that animation. We want it to go up and then start animating again. Okay, so this is what we want. So now what we want to do is we want to go to the assets and then say single loader. We want to use its instance and replace it here. Okay, Command X. I will go to the slide 1, this variant. Command V, single loader. We want to replace the first one, right? So we'll delete that, single loader, and we will say fill container. Okay, this is not aligned, but we can fix it, don't worry about it. Okay, and here second one, V, delete that, right? And on the third one we want to replace this, the last one, line 6, V, so we'll get rid of that. Okay, we have a little bit of issue in terms of alignment. Let's see, how do we fix these? Okay, so we have center, outside, or can we do, oops, nope, I don't know why it's doing like that, or should it be like so? Okay, yeah, there you go. We are basically saying align bottom left and it sticks at the bottom. Okay, there you go. And then here. Okay, we have the animation applied. So, and because we created this as a component and we are using its instances in the pages, this should automatically work. Okay, if not, we'll check it out. We already see the changes here, so this should work. Let's take a look. $5,000 milliseconds of animation. Boom, there you go. Boom. All right, yeah, looks like it's working fine, and it's going back again. All right, yeah, there you go. So here you go, the Instagram stories animation. Okay, so you can implement this in your design. By the way, maybe you want to apply some background, gradient in here as well, but I'll leave it up to you. Okay, right, here we go.